Welcome to a series of podcasts discussing series of films.
I'm Matt.
I'm Dave.
In a world inundated with prequels, sequels, spin-offs, and reboots, we ask the question,
Do we need one more? I think we do.
I think we don't.
Matt?
Yeah?
So, I'm just going to come out of the gate and say this. There was no little dude in shades, but we did get a big guy in a coat.
We did get a big guy in a coat.
But the biggest guy in the movie did not wear a coat, so I'm going 0 out of 10. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right out the gate.
No,
I will
no,
say, maybe not a little guy in shades, but we did get a good guy in some pretty fucking great shades.
That's true.
We won't get into the spoilers, even though he's talking about it in press. But we'll wait there. We'll wait there.
We'll wait there.
Gentlemen, we've taken our first steps.
We have.
We've done it.
Welcome back into the hot seat. Dish, how you feeling?
A shorter
Feeling
gap
good.
from Mission Impossible to
was.
Superman to this.
This was real quick, so I'm always glad to be back.
Hell yeah.
Join the conversation.
It's like 2
You're
weeks.
you're like, it's so much better than the
Yeah.
corner.
Hell yeah.
But we recorded this 5 weeks ago, right?
That's true.
Yes, who knows with time dilation and my bad brain. Who
Spoilers.
knows?
No one knows where we recorded. We just recorded an episode that won't come out for like 2 months, right?
Yeah. And I'll think it'll be next week, probably.
Yes.
So,
But we're prepared.
welcome to the episode, guys. We're doing Fantastic Four First Steps.
That's right. We're picking back, like we said last week, we're picking back up
Yep.
on our Fantastic Four series.
Yep.
The MCU is officially taking their swing at the Fantastic Four.
Finally.
Yeah. It has been a long road to get here.
Been a long road to get here.
John Watts almost directed
This is the fourth movie of this, or fourth adaptation of these characters.
Yeah. And generally, and obviously we're gonna get into it, I would say fourth time's the charm.
I think apparently fourth time is
Fourth
the charm.
time is
I
the
would agree
charm.
with that.
Third theatrically released, third time's the charm.
Fifth time's the charm.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not concluding Forgotten.
I think, Marvel has been in a tough spot. Thunderbolts was a hit. Like, people liked it.
Thunderbolts was really good.
But
I really liked that one.
It technically, underperformed financially, which obviously we're not too worried about when it comes to this podcast. But, it did well. I liked it quite a bit. You know, I have some criticisms with it, but generally liked it quite a bit. But, Brave New World did not do super great. They've kind of been doing a lot of... there's been a lot of stuff. And especially with kind of the hype around James Gunn's DC universe, which, as we talked about in our Superman episode, pretty well achieved expectations met.
Yep, expectations met.
Exceeded.
Yeah,
honestly. No, it's... No, I won't say that yet. I'll save it for a little bit, but... I guess we're going to save spoilers for a little bit later, but we'll give you guys a fair spoiler warning before we get into it, so we'll just start with some general thoughts. Dish, you want to go first, or Matt, you want to take this one? Fight over it.
I think Dish can go first, because Dish, unfortunately, did not sit in our row for this screening.
I know.
He unfortunately had to sit
Which
in
I
the row
didn't
in front
find
of
out
us.
until other people sat down. I was like, what the hell? And you were like, and I was...
It was
Okay.
I was like, what's happening?
My general thoughts I will share about that.
Yeah.
So you told me way in advance that I wouldn't be sitting with you guys. I for sure forgot. Entirely, we walked into the theater.
This is why confidence is key, because you had me fully convinced you were in a row.
And I thought I was
pretty much
too.
up until the movie started.
I sat down. I was like, oh yeah, this is where we're going to chill for this show. I sit, and you guys know we've been to some movies. I do the pre-show pee.
Yeah.
I don't care if I peed before I went into the movie theater. I will run back out as the trailers are starting to go pee again. So I did my pee.
It's a good policy.
I left my water bottle in there. And then when I you texted me, you're like, the people showed up and took the seat. And I made a joke. I was like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, people, they're running out of the theater.
I had that I don't think it's landing, which only made me more confused, because you were like, text Dish. I turned my phone off, and I was like, oh shit, what am I texting him? And I was like, wait, what? What's happening?
I'm sorry.
You said people took the seat, and I had this image of people picking up the seat and running out the theater.
Yeah.
And I tried to convey that in my text.
Yeah, which I did a riff on, but I was also like, I don't think we're on the same page, but I have to go for the bit because you've set me up very clearly.
Yeah.
But I'm also like sitting there like Mark Wahlberg in The Happening, like, what the hell's happening here, guys?
Incredible reference.
Yeah. But so I sat apart from you guys, but great movie. General thoughts, had fun. Summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
Go all out. Great theme.
Yeah.
Strong theme. I think that like they chose what they were going to do and they stuck to it and they did it really well. You know?
Yeah.
If that makes sense without going too far into spoilers, right? I mean, it's very clearly something that they were like, hey, yeah, this is going to be in the 50s. Yeah. I think they nailed it. I love that.
Dude, the aesthetic in this movie is awesome.
The retro future. The production design is incredible.
I know. This is probably hands down some of the best stuff that the MCU's like produced.
Yeah.
Yes.
In terms of like location stuff.
It's like, it's that retro future, like you said, where it's like, it's that old school, very nostalgic feeling, but I mean, it's Reed Richards. Like it's all the high tech stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I mean, generally, I think my thoughts are like, you know, I wouldn't say I had high expectations, but I was optimistic.
Yeah.
You know, I like Matt Shakman. I mean, he's directed some of the best episodes of It's Always Sunny. I think WandaVision is really well directed.
WandaVision, I think, is still one of the best shows that we got out of that like whole bunch.
You know, and I was very excited by the aesthetic of the movie. I liked the cast.
Cast is really good, really strong.
Yeah, I'm very happy to say the cast is really.
Dude, they're really good. The only one I really had reservations was Pedro.
Yeah,
as Mr. Fantastic, because he's just kind of not what I thought, but he's got this like fun like Vincent Price like.
He is, and he's playing the analytical side of Reed really well.
Which we haven't like really gotten.
No,
just like a nerd.
Because he seems like, I mean, like Teller kind of does this, and Yoan is doing a version, but it's a little more fun. Yeah. Like Reed is playing the guy of like, I am the smartest man in the world, and like
it's a heavy burden.
It is a heavy burden
on my heavy as the crown.
I saw in the press that they didn't do chemistry reads.
Really?
Which I think is surprising given how well these.
I know. I was gonna say him and Vanessa Kirby. I know. She was saying in the press that they spent a lot of time with each other, making sure they like had their like couple dynamic like down, and I think it paid off.
100%.
For those listening who don't know what a chemistry read is, it's when all the actors and actresses get in a room and they read a chemistry textbook.
It's true.
Yes.
Just to make sure they have a general understanding of what's going
on.
Neil
deGrasse Tyson is present for all the reads.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Just to verify.
But yeah, I think this movie is honestly, I had a really great time with this movie. I thought it's really fun. It's oddly it's more dour than I was anticipating.
Yeah,
but
it's a little heavy in some parts, but not like.
It is a race against time movie.
Yes.
And honestly, and this is kind of crazy of me to say, and I can't believe I'm saying this, and maybe I will take this statement back. I withhold the right to do so. I kind of felt the race against time there was another movie that we talked about that is a new movie of this year. That was a race against time movie. It was a final reckoning of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt the tension more in this one than I did in Mission Impossible. I'm gonna be honest.
I would agree with that, but no takebacks. No,
fuck.
I know what you said, but I'm not letting it happen.
The entity knew this would happen.
Yeah, the entity's like, I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But I honestly think when this movie is effective, I think it's really effective.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I think not just in production design, I think visually, the cinematography, the way the cameras that they use, they really wanted to emulate like the Kubrick and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think they do a really good job when they're locked in. There is some CGI specifically in the back half of the movie.
Yeah, there's a couple moments where the thing just looks like he's kind of copy and pasted in a little bit.
He does.
He had that like Spider-Verse, like he was just drawn in or something.
Yeah, he's gonna.
But really for the first 2/3 of the movie, I thought it was kind of fucking flawless.
No, the movie looks really good for like most of it. Like there's just kind of a couple of wonky spots, but it's nowhere even we're not even getting close to like Love and Thunder, weird.
And
it's like,
and
it's still really competent, for the MCU. It's pretty fantastic the whole time.
There's the usual Marvel CGI compositing that looks a little wonky in the back half, in the third act. And this isn't a spoiler because it's in the trailers. Obviously, Franklin Richards, the baby of Sue and Reed, is in this. There are some moments with the baby and the Thing that do not look very good.
No.
No. I can't tell which one is fake.
Oddly,
you know
right?
what I mean?
You're
like which one shouldn't be there?
I know. Well, there's like one moment where I'm like, not the whole baby. Like, come on.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, you tell me you could get a baby just to lay there?
Yeah.
Like, what the shit?
And I will kind of continue to say kind of potentially crazy takes. In general, and we've talked about this before. It's like you take movies as they are, or as what they're trying to do, right? Mm-hmm. And I think about Thunderbolts to reference it again, which is a movie that is dealing with a lot of topics.
Yeah,
there's a lot that it wants to say, and I think generally it says what it wants to say mostly well. Sometimes it is a little, I think, simple in its assessment on the topics that it's discussing. So I really like that movie, and I think it is a big step in the right direction for Marvel. Mm-hmm. But I think while I admire and appreciate and want to encourage what it says, I think it maybe doesn't stick the landing on it. I think. I was going to say this movie is trying to be a space race movie.
Yeah.
And in that regard, I think it meets that expectation pretty well.
I would agree with that.
And so I don't want to say this movie is better than Thunderbolts, but I think in what it is intending to do, I think it is more successful in that attempt.
Interesting. Okay, interesting. I really like this movie, but I also at the same time feels like something's missing from it, and I don't know what that is. But I don't really feel like I had like a big wow moment.
Sure.
And I don't really know what that is, but like,
I'm with you there.
Yeah, like it's just like after coming out of Superman, I saw that twice. There's so many moments where I'm just like, oh, this is like that's a superhero, and I just was like really like moved, and like this movie has like some really, really impressive moments, but at no point did I ever feel like I was blown out of my seat. Even when we're getting some like really iconic, accurate character designs.
Yeah.
And there's some like really cool shit in this movie. It is familiar in the way that the MCU typically is.
Yeah.
And so like I'm a little disappointed I didn't get like something that like just like blew my mind.
I think
which isn't like it's a soft criticism, I guess, because the movie I think is very competent and very fun. And I think it's certainly the best Fantastic Four movie we've ever gotten.
By a fucking long shot, I think.
Now, I know we said we didn't get into spoilers, but there's I don't know if we got anything that tops Doom with the bazooka.
Okay.
But I'm open to arguments.
It's not
we can put a pin in that if we got to go to spoilers for that. But
I am willing to forego the hype that is Doom with a bazooka and the absurdity that is, because I think we get an unbelievable version of Galactus in this movie.
That is true.
I think they hit Galactus so well in the head. I mean,
spoiler, it's not
a cloud.
A cloud.
No.
Thank
God.
No.
I will say is actually what I love. Ralph Ineson, the guy that plays Galactus, who does a great job.
Amazing character actor.
He talked about his inspiration for the character and where he found his performance and
he was like voice. Mike Myers, Cat in the Hat.
Yeah. How did you know?
I read the trivia too, Matt.
He said
I've been reading the tabloids.
And this I was like, fuck, you're gonna do great. And he did do great. He based his performance, he said, when I read Galactus, I just based my performance on natural disasters. He said I based the voice off of earthquakes and tsunamis.
That's
and I was like, you.
I'll clap for that. That's first of all, awesome sentence to be like, I'm channeling the end,
especially coming out of his voice, and not my fucking weird voice. Like,
dude's the literal Green Knight. Like, just like
I think they do a really, really good job with Galactus.
No, the depiction of Galactus is so it's great. It's there. That's top tier shit right there.
I think that's really good. I think the movie is pretty well paced.
Yeah, there's just
moves
a couple.
well.
There's like a couple like wonky moments I want to say, but it's I guess more unorthodox than I would say even bad pacing. You know?
I feel what you're saying.
It was mostly just in that like the beginning, like the first 10 minutes, basically.
Just about to say the
I
beginning.
feel like it feels like they're kind of breezing over some stuff. And you mentioned that they cut like 20 minutes of the movie, and I feel like they cut a whole set piece probably.
They definitely did.
Which I kind of wish they hadn't, but I don't know. Maybe they had really valid reasons for doing it.
They said that it was like there's just the movie's trying to do like we didn't want to distract from the movie. I think my assumption, and I'm gonna he was in the trailer. They say they cut him. John Malkovich was supposed to be in this movie.
Yeah,
he's completely cut out of the movie. There's maybe a little reference to him later in the movie, but he's completely cut out. He's not in it. I think the opening of this movie originally was like a James Bond first mission. That was the Fantastic Four fighting John Malkovich's character.
Yeah.
That is my assumption. Or some degree of that.
I was thinking that the way...
because this movie functions as a bookend kind of movie.
It kind of does, yeah.
I think that's where they go. I understand why the opening is the way that it is. We can't really fully talk about it until we get into spoilers, but unorthodox is a good word for it. It feels like not necessarily like we're rushed. Like the pacing isn't rushing, but the movie is kind of going, okay, yeah, you get all this, right?
Yeah.
Like,
we know what the Fantastic Four are, right? Or at least this version.
And
it's
not
sort of like...
And not in a sense like Superman, where Superman is just throwing you into a situation.
Yeah.
They're just going like, by the way, the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Pretty much.
But generally, I think the characters, again, are all pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
I believe their connection to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think Galactus, again, it's like he is a natural disaster. This is a space race movie, but it is also like a natural disaster movie. Like it feels like, like 2012 or something, where it's like there is something happening and we just have to figure out a way to stop it.
I know there's a fly in this room, so I'm feeling pretty. I'm feeling very Galactus at the moment.
Yeah. So I think all that is good. I think
if you hear a random clap somewhere in there, it's because I got him.
That's good for you.
Or I missed, A
preemptive, good for you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call that out.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think a lot of the visuals they do with Silver Surfer, I think, are fantastic.
Really cool visuals.
Not as good as the original.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, I agree with part of that. There's a couple moments
not in the bit that you're doing, which I know what you're doing.
But I was gonna say like some of her movements feel a little like clipped when she like exits a scene, and part of that effect is kind of underwhelming to me. I think, and so in that regard, I feel like the original one actually nailed that a little bit better when he's like when he's like entering and leaving a scene.
Sure.
Although she's got some insane entrances in this that are really cool. So I don't want to say that like it's like they did this character wrong at all, because that's not at all where I'm going with that. But
and I think Julia Garner brings a lot of pathos to that. I think she
does. She does a really good job.
I see the fly now. Fuck.
I know.
But I think
it's the Fantastic car.
But no, and
Fantastic.
I think Julia Gardner not elevates, but
spoilers
I think
for the movie.
She brings more to it. Not that the character's underwritten, but it's just like it is what it is.
Yeah, well, it's like they're giving it that extra layer that they don't quite get to do with the Doug Jones version.
Yeah,
like they have a little bit of it, but because they're kind of buried in some other stuff, they don't really get to really do it. And so I feel like her character kind of gets an opportunity to kind of have those missing elements.
I also think this movie posits kind of one of the questions that I think it posits in its story is like Reed Richards is the smartest man in the world.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when the smartest man in the world can't figure it out?
Yeah,
is basically like the question that Reed is struggling with, and I think they do a pretty good job of putting him in an unwinnable scenario.
Situation. Yeah, the movie's fairly existential in that regard.
It is. The bright and poppy retro future 60s thing isn't not a part of it, but when Galactus shows up, they treat him with the weight of the Devourer of Worlds, which is what he's called. So they're not being Galacta what? They're not doing a lot of. There's not a lot of Marvel-y Marvel-y jokes.
No, there's like a couple.
Johnny is kind of
Johnny,
the guy that is that, but that fits within the.
It kind of fits with his character, so it's not like super distracting or like, and it's not quite like he's behind me, isn't he?
No,
it's not quite that.
No, it's all pretty character based.
I think in a really good way, it feels like its own universe, because that's obviously where like the MCU is going, like with multiverses and who knows what's going to happen, right? I feel like they do a really good job establishing that it is its own thing, and that it's not like, oh, if they used a lot of that humor, it would have felt like it's like, it's not a real different universe. It's the same exact thing. They're making the same jokes. It's from the same vibe. But like I was saying, the theme and all that type of stuff and how they portrayed everything so deeply really made it feel like its own universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it technically is its own universe too.
That's true. It is.
But no, like they do a really good job with sort of establishing like a new space, a new sandbox for them to play in, which is kind of exciting.
And it is presumably, right? We're not getting into spoilers here, but presumably, Avengers: Secret Wars. If we talk about the other stuff, right? That traditionally in the comics, worlds collide. I do hope that if that is to happen in the future, that the aesthetic that we set up in this universe, I hope we bring some of those elements over, to be honest.
Yeah, from this movie?
From this movie.
I would agree with that. I think that's why they're doing what they're doing.
The Baxter building is
I think they saw that and
they
they went, why can't we be here all the time?
It's really fun and interesting. It's
cool. New York feels more like the Sam Raimi New York too, which is kind of fun.
It is. It's also, it is kind of like, it feels like a backlight, but in a good way. Like it feels like I don't know. It has character to it, but I agree, like all the people are very real. Feels like a movie.
Feels like a movie.
Davis Chris Pine
the
just like staring into a movie.
I'm like, say that again.
But yeah, I honestly think, the MCU has, I think, struggled recently with finding its quote unquote its new Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
It's Trinity, all this other stuff, like the people that they're going to move forward. I think they, Chadwick Boseman was someone that was very clearly going to be that. Obviously, that is no longer the situation. And they've been trying to, absolutely. And they've been trying to find their next one. And I think they have good ones in place. But they haven't, really invested a lot of time into those people.
It's like they're almost, they haven't really...
They're testing the waters to be like, who's going to be successful and who are the people going to really grab onto.
And I feel with this and Doomsday and Secret Wars, right? Because it's Doctor Doom, right? I mean, Reed Richards and Doctor Doom are like this, right? Dish just
they're college
Dish
roommates.
Actually didn't watch the movie. No, but I think if they are smart, which I think they are, I think the Fantastic Four, this Fantastic Four, is a really strong central focus for the MCU.
I agree. I also feel like Sue Storm is a very strong contender to actually lead the Avengers 100%. In that scenario. She's got some good scenes in this movie.
She has one scene in particular that I think she fucking nails.
That one scene is kind of the reason I'm like, I think that's an avenue I would be okay with them pursuing.
Pursue storming?
In what way? Like a cosmic cloud, or
however you want. You take it as you will.
Fantastic car it is.
Dish, you say something?
Car slick as hell.
True. Fantastic car is great. Again, like production design, all that stuff is strong. I think weak points for me. I think again the opening.
Yeah.
I think the visual effects, but honestly, I think I may have liked this movie the most out of everybody here, potentially. I don't know.
Possibly, but I also want to go on the record. I really like this movie.
Not to say that
it is just that thing of because for me, I feel like the weaker points are some of the set pieces.
Okay.
I also feel like there's not as many as you would traditionally have in a superhero movie, which is kind of interesting.
I think what I like about, because I was like, that stuff for me really worked, because I think what I like about the Fantastic Four is them as explorers. And so this movie kind of dealing with them as astronauts and explorers first.
I know,
was something that I felt was fresh and that I liked.
Yeah, no, that part's really cool.
So
it's funny that in the one adventure movie they're not doing a MacGuffin plot.
No, you're right. That's a funny thing to point out.
They've been trying to find objects every other movie, and this one with the actual explorers, they're like, no.
But they I think I'm into the light on action because it's more about explorers trying to solve a problem.
True.
I
all that stuff is
part
really good. I'll go into more spoilers, like I think what I mean by that and stuff. But
fair.
But yeah, overall, very positive feelings. Very much like this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, kind of like how you worded it earlier. I think for me, like, I really enjoyed the movie. It was really fun. I might agree that you might have enjoyed it the most out of all of us. I don't know. We'll hear more from you maybe, but
I suspect it's probably true, but
I haven't posted my
letterboxed rating,
not
in a bad way,
high.
I fell into the trap of expectations. I think my expectations for this movie, I might have seen just too many trailers, and I was thinking this was going to be a different movie, but only because of myself. I don't think there was particular things that like led me astray or whatever, but I had like really high expectations, and like you mentioned, it was not an action movie necessarily. They were much more of like the explorers and whatnot, but I was like, I want it to be clobbering time.
Fair, understandable.
I was gonna say a little light on the clobbering, but,
so I think that was the only thing for me that like made me leave the theater like that was a good movie, opposed to 2 weeks ago when I left Superman. I was like, oh my gosh.
I was gonna say I think, and you touched on it, that we should address the Superman in the room, that it is like these movies are kind of linked together in a way of being like new takes on classic characters that people don't really understand and all this other stuff. I think Superman in what it's trying to do, I think it's trying to be like this is why you should hope again. Like that that movie is really kind of what it's pushing. It is reaching for this like grand, like in the darkest of hours reach for people. And I think this movie deals with that in terms of its plot. But it really feels a lot more internal. Yeah. Not to say that Superman isn't dealing with internal stuff, but like...
No, but yeah, I feel like...
This movie doesn't feel... Like, it's not looking to do the flag thing. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
it's not.
The Fantastic Four are celebrities. Yeah. And they lightly grapple... Or not even lightly. They touch on it pretty well. Of, like, what happens when the people who are the most famous people in the world... let the people that they love down. Yeah. And I think... It is relatively successful in that, but I do agree it does not reach the emotional heights of something like Superman.
It doesn't, and I think that's probably where I end up feeling underwhelmed the most also. Like, it's like, because they get close in a couple parts, and so it's like this movie has some really good emotional beats, but it doesn't soar quite the same way as Superman does. No pun intended. But that is said, without like comparing it to like a different movie entirely. Like, again, still very positive feelings on this movie.
Yeah. I think really effective, strong. I think, again...
Yeah. So strong entry, especially for the most recent like phase of Marvel movies too. Like, it's there's been some weak ones, but...
This might be...
But I would probably say I liked Thunderbolts more.
I think I like Fantastic Four more.
Okay. But I'm like marinating still.
Fantastic Four,
but I did really like... I don't mean to discredit Thunderbolts.
Yeah. And maybe it's just that thing too of like, I feel like I had really low expectations for Thunderbolts, so I feel like I'm also fighting that where I was like... I was surprised, which is like I got my like wow factor, I think, in that. So my criticism might not be completely fair of this movie, but again, still really, really enjoyable. So.
Totally. Do we want to get into spoilers? I think we
should go into spoilers.
Jump right into it. Well, I guess maybe we touch on the bit that we're talking about with Sue Storm.
Yeah. So is Franklin a U.S. citizen because he was born in space? So like, where are we standing on his birthright?
How real world do we want to do with this conversation?
Fantastic Four. No, we don't talk about that at all.
But I think, to what your point is of Sue leading the Avengers, that scene, which I assume is the scene you're talking about, where she's the bottom of the Baxter building.
Yeah, where she comes down amongst everyone when they're trying to sell her baby.
She gives her Captain America speech.
She kind of does.
She kind of does.
That moment.
She had this. It's a great moment, and she's like uniting everyone behind this thing of like, we're not gonna lose our heads. We're not gonna like turn on each other. We're gonna like band together like one big family. And we're gonna fight this thing.
Yeah,
which is awesome because they literally unite the world.
They do.
They like harness the world's resources in a way where you're like, that is crazy that this. Yeah. I mean, it's a more fantastical space you're playing with than this other Earth, right? But like. I think we've seen a lot of movies where they're like, we have to do this one thing, and everyone being like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't care. You're telling me what to do because you're just trying to control me. And you're just like, ay. So it's also like kind of nice just to see everyone be like, Yeah, that sounded reasonable. Let's do it. That's a good plan.
Well, she has this great line, and for context, I'm assuming hopefully
rationing power. Okay, yeah.
True. For the people that I hope have watched the movie, but for context,
you should have paused and watched the movie.
Oh yeah, you should watch the movie. We gave you a spoiler.
Sue Storm dies.
Yep. She actually does for like 2 seconds. She does.
Which I called. I didn't call her specifically, but I said someone was going to die.
So you did say that,
and I also said that they're probably going to come back though.
Hey, fair enough.
Also true.
But they, Galactus, I hailed your beginning, I hailed your end, I hailed Galactus.
Awesome.
Fucking baller line. 10
Great scene.
But Galactus spots Franklin Richards.
Yep.
And says, "If you give me your baby," because he holds the power cosmic, which he does in the comics. Or he has like this, he's mad. He's like a big fucking deal, Franklin Richards. Mm-hmm. He's like
Franklin Richards. Ever heard of him?
He
big
says,
fucking deal.
"I will spare your Earth." And so the people of Earth, when they hear this, are like, "It's 1 for 8 billion." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Sue has that moment where she says, I'm gonna maybe butcher how she says it, but she says, "I will not trade my child for this world, but I would not trade the world for my child," or something like that.
Yeah.
Or not, yeah. And it's that moment where, you agree. I honestly are 100% right that it is like, fuck, she should lead the Avengers.
She could. I think she just proved it right there.
And they really, again, Sue, like, obviously the Fantastic Four are the first family, right? It's their whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Reed and Sue are the patriarch and matriarch, and Johnny and Sue are the brothers. And, I know that there can be kind of a cliche and kind of an underwritten when it comes to female characters that it's like, oh, they're like the mom of the group.
Yeah.
And that can be kind of like a cop out for people who don't know how to write characters. But Sue is that, her being maternal is a part of her character, especially, I mean, plot wise in this movie, she's becoming a mother, and they talk about her history with her mother, that she lost her mother and all this other stuff. And I honestly think all the stuff with Sue is really emotionally evocative and effective.
Great scene. I mean, Vanessa Kirby just crushes like every scene she's in this movie. She's really good.
The Johnny and Shala Ball stuff, works a little less so for me. I like it. I get it.
It's okay. It's fine.
It feels like we need to give Johnny something to do.
Yeah.
Because like Reed has his own stuff. Like like Ben has like a little less stuff to do, but Ben is kind of the carry. You know what I mean? Like Ben,
he's kind of he's kind of the like guy on the ground. Like he kind of relates, I think, the most to all the other people of Earth.
Yeah.
So he kind of becomes like the representative of that in those like private combos.
And Johnny is trying to decipher an alien language.
Yes.
Which I don't not believe that he does, given the world. But
he just does it.
He does just do it.
Like we could build an algorithm. He's like, I'm gonna do it myself.
I mean, I do kind of like that the movie is like, we have to remember Johnny Storm is an astronaut. He is objectively a smart individual.
Yes.
He's just kind of
he's
an asshole and a ladies' man.
Yeah.
But so it's not that I don't believe he maybe doesn't have the skills, but it is one of those where it's like we just kind of cut back to Johnny just like looking at papers.
Yep.
And then he comes back and he's like, I've cracked it.
And then he speaks it.
And then he speaks the language.
He's like nearly fluent, apparently.
Yeah. I think speaking
off of one sentence, they were able to decipher all of it.
Yeah, I was like, that might be a little. Much.
He gets up to it with the board. He's got the business card from Mission Impossible 3. That Philip Seymour Hoffman reads.
Fuck yeah.
She's like, the brown cow went over the moon.
But yeah, that I like the emotional climax of that bit of him confronting her.
Yeah. Really nice.
But the path to get there is a little
weird. Note-y. And then that scene also functions as like their second big set piece, and it doesn't really top anything from the original Rise of the Silver Surfer. I mean, this movie's just it's a much better interpretation of Rise of the Silver Surfer. We're essentially doing the same plot.
There are a lot of similar.
There's a lot of similar beats, and the way the board is utilized is very similar. Which is not a criticism, but again, just structurally is like an action. And I know we talked about it as more of an adventure movie and stuff, but it is interesting that is like essentially their second acting sequence, and it's a rehash, which I thought was a little disappointing. Again, just from like a staging standpoint, I guess. But again, the emotional beats and the function of the scene still very good.
I also think all the space travel set pieces are really fucking good.
Really good. No, for me, I think that's part of the problem is that's like the first like, because this movie starts with like essentially montage.
Yeah.
I mean, we get the first scene is Reed and Sue realizing they're going to be parents.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing, really, really surprising way to start the movie too. Which I really like, with a very small intimate moment. Really effective. But then after that, everything is just, it's like a montage of action sequences, not an actual scene, you know? And then our first like real set piece is the space travel chase with the Silver Surfer at that moment. And that's it for a while. Mm-hmm. Pretty much up until our confrontation with Galactus. So there's kind of only like 2 real action set pieces, which is just kind of like, again, this movie is taking kind of a different path, but it's just kind of, I want to see them do their thing.
Sure.
And so it's like, we're getting all this other stuff, which is really good, but it's a little light on that stuff for me, I think.
It's like you mentioned earlier, like Dave, how it felt like there was something missing. And for me, I felt like what was missing was we obviously that of course, but we haven't really seen like this take on the Fantastic Four, right? Where they're really established and they're beloved by the entire world, right? And that montage was the thing for me that made me feel like I was missing out. Like it could have maybe been a little bit longer.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm okay not doing another origin story because like we already know they went to space, whatever.
Yeah.
But to be like, oh, they're fighting these people, and then they, had the Mole Man, and they established subterranean.
I was a little disappointed this didn't just start with like the stopping of Mole Man and them all jumping out and standing there as a team. Like we didn't really get like a big Fantastic Four introduction somehow, even though they have like that TV montage. We just didn't have that like. Yeah, we kind of need that like Avengers Cap with the shield and everyone like landing in New York moment with them. And we kind of don't do it.
Right. No, Walter Hauser is good in this movie, but he does not get a lot.
He does not get a lot, and it feels like he was unfortunately in the 20. I mean, he is in the 20 minutes they're cut probably, but it's just like a bummer that they weren't able to figure out like how to like utilize any of that sequence to have like an actual like proper action set piece introduction, I guess.
I have a feeling this movie was like 220 and there was 10 minutes of Red Ghost and 10 minutes of Mole Man.
I know. I'll take the 10 minutes of Mole Man.
Same.
Even though I like the idea of seeing them fight some monkeys. Like
True. They do briefly show
I like those Planet of the Apes movies. I'm real big on monkeys on this podcast. We talked about Chim Chim.
Yeah. In support.
We like monkey antics.
But I do think a lot of the I think all the stuff with Galactus is, again, I agree.
Again, it's like everything in this movie is really good. I don't really have a criticism on it. There's just like missing things that are missing for me,
It felt like a cool 155.
Yeah,
I would have been okay with another 20 minutes.
I would have been fine with it. I would have been fine with a 2 hour and 10 minute version of this.
Honestly,
but I'm also like, and I'm really curious what was in those like 20 minutes that were cut. I mean, was it all like just complete shit or like?
I don't know.
But
I mean, I could see it. I who knows what it is, but like I do think if you dissect, you bring up a little bit more of the stuff that they bring up in the beginning. I think it is a better movie.
Yeah,
I think really after that, I really don't have a lot of problems with it.
I really don't, because I really enjoyed watching this movie.
It feels almost like there was, and I don't think this is the case, but it almost feels like they were like, we need this movie to be short.
A little bit.
And
well, it's just, I think like after everything, they got cold feet on some stuff. And it's like, part of me can't help but wonder if like the stuff that was in that 20 minutes was like really, really weird and comic booky, and they got like cold feet on it.
Or like,
and it's like, that's the kind of stuff that the Superman movie is just doing, like,
I agree,
with like no fear. And I feel like it's like, you guys screwed up opening up like a week after. Like, honestly,
and yeah, it's tough. It's really just that first 10 minutes.
It kind of is, yeah. And yeah, again, it's like I wouldn't change anything else about the movie. I just want to add more stuff in, honestly.
Sure.
Because the movie kind of, when it was wrapping up and doing the third act, I was kind of like, oh, are we done already? Like, it just felt like I was kind of shocked that was it.
Yeah. I totally get that. I mean, I think, yeah, I do think the strength of again, it's it's weird. I don't want to reiterate stuff, but it's like,
yeah.
I do agree. It's like, I honestly think this movie is successful in basically everything it's trying to do.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think it might be a little too short.
Yeah. And it's not a lot. It's just like, I'm honestly like 10 more minutes of movie, please.
Yeah.
I think Mole Man specifically. I think even if you cut the Malkovich stuff, if it is Mole Man in the beginning, I understand. I guess you kind of have to like, they do jump over like Subterranean is like known. I guess there is a lot of work to do with like setting it the way that they have it set up.
Mm-hmm.
But you could make it where it's like kind of a janky way to get down there or whatever, and that's a set piece of people like in the drills, you know, going down.
I mean, I probably would have just done like it just starts with them like showing up and like pulling everyone out and stuff, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know what you make that sequence, but like I mean, I think that like not to keep comparing it to Superman, but Superman kind of does a good thing of like we're dropping right into the thing.
Yeah,
and this movie, I think, was very capable of doing a similar thing
kind of
to establish the Mole Man stuff just a little bit better. And honestly, just that alone would have been enough for me.
Fair. We're in spoilers, I should note. The shades that I was referring to were the Mole Man shades.
The Mole Man shades.
They're fucking perfect.
Is he the official little dude in shades in this one? Or
absolutely.
I feel like it works. Moles are tiny.
I'd give it. Yeah, he's a Mole Man.
Average
yeah.
hat.
There's that moment where Reed uses Mole Man as like an insult. He's like, "Yeah, Mole Man." He's like, "Oh, Mole Man!" Like he's like, "You wanna fucking go there?"
It's just like that thing of like, "Oh, we're gonna use him to do this stuff," but we've never had a conversation with this guy, and he's like, "Okay, but like, what are we doing?" And then it just cuts, and we don't ever really get back to him, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm like, it's like clearly they have an established dynamic, but it almost feels like it was like in one of the shows we were supposed to watch, almost, you know?
Yeah.
Which is just a bummer.
I get that.
It felt like they were playing that safe. So I feel like they brought him in and they were like, "Hey, we need to put all the people somewhere." And he was like, "Okay, put them in my hole over here, right?" And then it's like, it's my little safe hole. And then we get that one scene where Galactus lands and the dust shakes underground and then everyone's safe for the rest of it.
Yeah, I kind of thought maybe some water was going to start leaking in or something
because
like
we can't risk their reputation with the world right now. And that's what it felt like. They were playing it really safe. They don't want to like make it so that people hate the Fantastic Four or anything like that. But it just felt like there could have been some higher stakes there or something with like putting the people there and maybe something does go wrong. But I actually got to say, I thought this was going to be a way different movie around. I feel like it had to have been 20, 30 minutes in after the whole like montage and they are first going to space, right? Like you said, like that's when it starts to slow down and like you're in the movie. I low-key thought that they were going to jump to a different universe.
I thought that was on the table too.
When they got in the machine, the extra space thing, I thought they were for sure going to bounce to a different Marvel universe.
The whole black hole sequence feels like that.
I thought they were going to accidentally get
honestly, I thought they were going to like somehow they were going to be like, we're going to like sacrifice ourselves and you're going to get really emotional thinking, and then they save their Earth, but then they all like, and then they wake up like in the MCU. I thought they were going to pull a Captain America, honestly, at the end of this movie.
I honestly,
which is not a criticism. I just like kind of thought that was.
I think that's just our expectation with how the Marvel Cinematic Universe has worked. Honestly appreciate that they saved the day.
Yeah,
I kind of think it's
I honestly know
if they just did the Captain America thing again, I'd be like,
it would have been retreading, but I honestly would have thought it would have been it would have worked as like a good callback for them since they are in a different thing and we're sort of reestablishing the status quo. Like I don't know, there was a way they could have probably used that to their advantage, but at the same time, them just straight up saving the day, really awesome.
Yeah, and I love Sue's whole like the way her pushing Galactus into the black hole.
No, the reason why I'm like
really
she
powerful.
should do it like the black hole. Like he struggled less with the black hole climbing out of that than he did fighting Sue.
It's true. I should say powerful in terms of emotional. Physically, yes, very powerful. Very emotionally powerful.
Oh yeah, no, emotionally powerful. She got that mom strength.
It was her mom strength moment.
Mom strength kicked online, and she was like, "No."
I also like talking about the visual thing in this movie. The way all their powers are visualized, I think are absolutely spot the fuck on. Reed Richards is as we've seen in the other movies that we've covered, stretching powers in live action is a fucking hard thing to do. Yeah. And I think they do a really good job.
They do a good job.
Dynamic.
It doesn't look like it's not like upsetting or appalling or anything like that. I think they have it's kind of funny that they did his suit like being mostly blue. I think that helps too, which is pretty creative. How do you feel about the costumes? The suits?
Love the costumes.
Amazing.
The suits
adore them.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Rockbeard. Where are we at with Rockbeard?
Rockbeard might be the Doom with the bazooka.
It might be. I think it is. He's very distinguished, as Natasha Lyonne puts.
I do love the Rockbeard.
What was her deal? What was she in it for?
So
it's the classic Marvel thing where it just feels like they're like, is this anything? If people like it, we'll do more. And I'm like, you're gonna have to commit and do something with it for me to want to like it. You know what I mean?
What I am curious about is, so when she was cast, was cast in an undisclosed role, and everyone assumed that she was Alicia Masters, which is the love interest of Ben Grimm. She's played by Kerry Washington in those first two movies. And so everyone, understandably, and in the comics, I believe Alicia Masters is a redhead. So when
what was
she
her name in this?
It's like Rachel Rosman or something like that.
Interesting.
I'm looking it up, seeing if it's on Letterboxd. Let's find out. Yeah, Rachel Rosman. Yeah, that's what that is.
Right on.
I assume so. She's not Alicia Masters.
No.
I
don't know why I said it like that.
Don't.
She's not Alicia Masters.
You're Kevin Feige.
I know.
Fuck yeah. I don't know why it's not the case. I'm not against it.
She's like, hey, my name's AM.
Like, why? Yeah, exactly. Most people call me. Yeah, she's like, everyone calls me MJ. And we're like, fuck. I actually don't hate.
Try it on my real name, Robin.
That I don't like very much. But
that's the Achilles heels of the Dark Knight trilogy for me. That's like the one thing where I'm like, I draw a line. That's the stupidest fucking thing in those movies.
It's frustrating for a number of reasons.
Nolan is one of the greatest filmmakers we have currently working. That is the stupidest thing he's ever done, is allowing that to stay in the movie.
But yeah, I don't know what the choice is, because everyone assumed she was playing Alicia Masters.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that as a switch.
I don't know. It's like that thing of like, it's like I like Ben having someone, but they don't do anything with it. So it's like I would cut that 10 minutes and take 10 minutes of Mole Man.
I get like
he has more plot function.
Her as a connection to the people, which I like. And again, I'm not one way or another on it not being that character, because I feel like I need to know why it's not. Like, I almost want to know the reasoning. I think she's good in it. Natasha Lyonne is a great actor.
She's solid. There's not a lot of run rate for her to do anything.
Yeah,
you know.
Just give him like one date. Have him connect with the people of New York more.
Would have loved that.
I'll take if I got 10 minutes and it was just them on a date.
Yeah, you could see the Ben that we want to see and how he connects to the people.
Yeah.
You see it for a moment when he's by the school and he lifts the car for the kids, and
he
knows the bakery and he knows the stuff, right? Like he knows
he's like from Queens.
The city. And I think it really connects it, and it draws you in, and you're like, oh, like this is the guy who's protecting because he actually loves the city.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like you still see those moments also where it's like, oh, wait, I just got so sidetracked. His shoes are massive. He wears those loafers, and they are huge.
You know, it's a good call out. Thank you for calling that out.
I love that those things were just wrapped around his meat rocks. I don't know.
Dude.
I loved all of his fits, all his little sweaters and shit.
Fits are always
awesome.
wearing a coat.
The Brooklyn Dodgers cap.
Brooklyn Dodgers cap.
I thought it was sick.
That was great.
Honestly, my biggest problem, quote unquote, with the movie is the mid-credit scene.
Yeah.
And not because of this, not because of the movie itself. We're in spoilers. So they reference Latveria a couple times.
Yep.
There's the Future Foundation. It's like their United Nations. And they show multiple times that Latveria is not there. Or that the flag is there. Yeah, what does that mean? Like, they reference Latveria. I was like, oh, that's a fun reference. Doom is off doing something else. The mid-credit scene...
Maybe he's got a bazooka. We don't know.
Maybe he's got...
He's out there bazooking.
He's got the bazooka bubblegum, and I'm like, close enough.
I'm like, yeah, I'll accept it. But the mid-credit scene is Sue reading to Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
She runs by Herbie, who we should actually shout out real quick.
Oh, yeah, Herbie's pretty fun. That's a fun addition.
Practical.
Herbie did well.
Really?
It's a practical... Yeah. It's like the Superman robots in Superman. It's a practical effect.
Well, I was going to say he looked really good if he was CGI, but now I think he's practical. I'm like, well, that's the fakest, realest robot I've ever seen.
It's great. The tape deck and the face.
That's pretty cool.
Great detail. So they see, she goes to swap with the book. She comes back and finds that Doom is there.
Yeah.
And he is speaking with
He's pulled his
Franklin.
mask off, conveniently showing it's the camera.
Yes. Must be Robert Downey Jr., right?
Must be.
My problem with it is not really within the course of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the continued question of how the fuck are you gonna pull this off in Doomsday? Like,
well, it's that thing of like, with the previous phases, we saw the history. Everything felt like we were reading up to like, oh, this is what the domino effect leading to is this massive world event.
Yeah,
there was like a defining moment in this universe's history. You can kind of see all the like, the World War II history, the like Hitler and art class. Like you can see, you get all the like pieces you need going into that. With the most recent phases, it's always that thing of like, you go like, okay, so like we got this set up, we got the baby. When how are they all going to clash? And then it's like 4 years later, and you're like, why? Why is this adventure set 4 years before that other moment? Like it's just like, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's like it's that thing of like, you guys are constantly trying to tease something, but you're not even sure what it is.
Yeah, no, I'm open to seeing what it is. Like, not that I'm closed off, but sorry, go ahead.
Jump 8-10 years in the future. I don't know how long they're gonna run with this one, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, oh, it made so much sense.
I hope,
right? I really
Yes,
hope
hopefully.
that we're gonna be looking back when it all is revealed and we see it, we're like, oh, like that's what they were doing. But right now, it really feels like what? Because like, what you think back? You think back,
lost
right?
power.
For the audio people, yeah, one of our lights just died.
I thought maybe we'd make it to the end of the episode, but
send us money.
Clearly,
goes a long way.
we need to upgrade some gear.
We need a USB-C cable. We need an extra
longer than a
USB-C
foot.
cable.
And another light, because the other one's
long.
color balance is wrong now.
But what I was going to say is, right, from early 2010, whatever, right, we saw like Thanos like slowly start to come in, and it was very clear he just wants to kill a bunch of people and take over and be king, right? Like he was very clear what he wanted, and the way that they were portraying him slowly start to show that he's like pulling the strings, right? Like he was in charge of. It's been so long since I watched those movies. I feel like I'm doing a really bad job saying I'm a Marvel fan right now, but like, right, like the Chitauri and stuff like that, right? Like he was in charge of that, and he's the one who sent them to get the thing and all this stuff, and it just doesn't feel like we know what Doom is trying to do, even with this minor.
Of course,
thing.
it feels like a late addition that he's the one behind it also.
But we're getting all the names of these movies, and we're getting like, like this is gonna happen, and there's gonna be Secret War, and there's gonna be Doomsday, but it's like, but what does that mean? Like, it means nothing right now.
It's all the equivalent of like when you're like, we're teasing Thanos and he comes out and he puts the glove on and he goes, I'll do it myself. And we're like,
exactly.
What does that mean though? You know,
so what I think
like they had to do, like when they did Thanos, like they were like, we've been teasing this guy, but he's been just sitting around wearing a glove for like 10 years now. So we're like, they were able to stick the landing when he finally shows up in Infinity War. We're like, oh, this is why we were supposed to be scared of this guy. They have even less time to do what they need to do with Doom now.
Yeah, my worry with this is like, and I guess the point that with Doom and Thanos.
Yeah.
So yes, I completely agree with you that it's like Thanos was like popping up, but we didn't really know what his whole deal was, just that he was like doing bad shit.
Yeah.
But they had a unique opportunity when they had 10 years of movies where they've had these characters appear multiple times, like all the superheroes appear multiple times. We know exactly who they are, so we don't need them. Not that we don't need to characterize them.
No, but we don't have to spend as much time reintroducing them. You know?
They make the smart choice, which what makes that movie work is that Thanos is the protagonist, and we are focusing on characterizing Thanos. Now, it'll be hard to. You can't really do that trick again with Doom because you've already done it. And these characters that are in this movie, we haven't seen a lot of them in a very, very long time. And some of them, like Shang-Chi, is a character that I like.
Great character.
He's shown up in a movie and then has been in an episode of, or like 2 episodes of What If, which are alternate universes.
So that doesn't even count.
So it doesn't count.
So he only has the one appearance.
So it's that thing where it's like, you kind of have to, I mean, like Shang-Chi came out 2021, which is 4 years ago, which is not that long considering.
Yeah.
But we've had like 45 different Marvel projects in that time. People have lost track.
Yeah. Well, it's the whole homework problem.
Yes,
which created.
Feige's very transparent that he recognizes that that's a problem, and I believe he is a smart guy. I'm not like thinking that they're all a bunch of idiots now, but it's just that it is a much harder job this time.
The boulder they're pushing is infinitely bigger than it has ever been for them.
Well, it's like, you know what I'm hoping is, like, right, we saw Thanos in that small trickle slowly start to give us the breadcrumbs into the story, right?
Yeah.
The first time we see him, it's like, right, they're talking to the throne, right? And like you just see his face.
Yeah.
And like we almost want that from Doom, but right, they can't do that again. And I'm like, I wonder if Doomsday is going to be like, bust down the door, Doom is here, the chaos has started. The next phase or whatever is just like living in the chaos because they couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
And now they have to figure out how to undo it, stop it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't feel like the snap, right? Like, how do we undo the 5-year snap? But like, right, like whatever that means for the universe, I hope it's a shakeup. Then we have this space to be like, all right, let's get another Shang-Chi. Let's get another one of these movies that we do want to see, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like they're going to have to like bust the door down so it's not the repeat of Thanos.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see. I mean, I don't dislike the tease of Doom in the mid-credit scene.
No.
But it's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, so Doom is not that I was necessarily anticipating him to be a big presence here, but I'm like, so we have not only like we have seen Doom in the way that we have like seen like you see like a tree 40 feet away from you. Like it's like I see it, but I don't fucking know anything about that thing.
Yeah, it's just a photo.
Like,
but also he walks right up to Franklin and Sue's like, oh, there's someone in my house. Like,
yeah.
I feel like the other part of the puzzle, right, is, you know, other than the comics and sources, like we don't know how they're going to use Franklin.
No.
Yeah.
And what that's going to mean. And so it's like, okay, but why does Doom want him?
Mm-hmm.
And because this is really like, this is the first time we've seen Doom, right?
Yeah.
For this universe.
So what is his deal? What are his powers? Is he just all about, you know, power, right?
Techno lava?
Or is it
we
like,
can hope. We can dream.
Only.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like we're missing a part of the reason why we should care.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like, is it danger? Like we haven't established that this is bad.
Which, I mean, Feige in an interview was saying that he was talking about Doom. Like they were noticing the flaws. This is what he says. They were noticing the cracks in the armor with Kang early on, prior to all the legal things with Jonathan Majors.
Mm-hmm.
And
what was that?
What things?
Things that I will let people Google on their own.
We both asked it. Tell us, Matt.
Alexa.
I
hope someone's listening to this on speaker in their home.
Said that he was talking on like the set of like Ant-Man 3, talking about Doom.
Wow, interesting.
Which again is like 4 years ago. Or 3 years ago, right? 2022?
That's Quantumania.
Yeah,
right?
Which is Kang's...
Yeah, a movie so bad that two people retired and Paul Rudd visibly is aging.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are just the facts. I'm sorry.
That movie... Hey, we saw that movie together.
We saw that movie, and I think it was the quietest theater I've ever been into.
It was pretty quiet.
That's rough.
It was pretty rough. But yeah, it's like
I don't think I've ever felt like walking out of a Marvel movie, but that one I genuinely was like, why am I
that one was
here?
Tough.
I don't want to like crap on it too much, but I was like, this is a tough one.
There's some stuff I like in there.
Like, look at what?
I mostly like MODOK.
I'll let you have most of MODOK.
I mostly like MODOK. I mean, I think it's funny when
he got a couple laughs.
When he's like, I died.
It was kind of funny.
An Avenger, and they're all like, right. Like I'm like, that's kind of, you know, whether or not that's in character with MODOK traditionally remains to be seen, but that's a relatively funny joke. But yeah, I just you know, we've moved past the movie, so we probably get to our score. But like, yeah, I am excited for Doomsday because I am excited to see the Fantastic Four again.
I'm excited to see that. Yeah, I'm just excited to see all the people they've been setting up. I think
see the Thunderbolts again.
The Thunderbolts, like I said, Thunderbolts was really good. It's been a while since we've seen Doctor Strange. I feel like
I don't think he's in it, or he's not confirmed yet to be in it. He's not on the chair. He's not one of those chairs.
Okay, is it Doomsday first, then Secret Wars, or
yes.
Okay, interesting, right.
Right now, the log line, loose log line for Doomsday is the Avengers, the Thunderbolts, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men team up to stop Doctor Doom.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Dr. Dump?
Yeah.
Dr. Phil?
Yeah.
Finally.
We're going to reveal who the father is. Sue, are you ready?
She's like, Reed. She's like, what?
He's right there. He's like, bring out the test.
He's like, I've run several tests. She's like, yeah, it's fucking Reed.
She's like, I peed on a stick. I know the answer.
We were there when it happened. we did a whole thing. There's
like an episode where they're stuck in like a nightmare where like they can't get out of the chair.
That's funny. But yeah, I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see them.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see them. Because like it's like that weird thing of like, again, with the other phases, right? Like most of the heroes got, not only did they get like 2 Avenger team ups to like prove their mettle, but we also had like multiple chances in their own right to save the world. And with this one, we're not getting that. So it's like they're really on the back foot.
Yes.
Going in. I feel like a sports commentator. I'm like, he's gonna have to throw a tight spiral if he's going to make that Hail Mary. You know, like
we'll give it the halftime.
That was delivered flawless.
Thank you. I've been around people who watch sports.
It's not me. I just want to get that out of the air.
Nope.
No.
I've got a family.
Do we want to hit to our We Need One score?
Yeah. Were there any scenes we want to bring up? Any like favorite moments, I guess?
I like the big uncle energy of Johnny and Ben with little baby Franklin.
That was pretty good.
And that baby's cute.
The baby's cute. I was gonna say, we didn't really talk about how the baby's like superimposed in a couple shots, but
the baby's superimposed on Ben being superimposed.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it in non-spoilers, but those baby shots with
some of the baby
rough.
shots are not good. But I will say the moment where they're like flying towards Galactus before they know that he's just a giant dude, and they're like, all right, if he's just a big guy, you can go ahead and punch him. And they're like,
fuck yeah.
And then he shows up and they're like, no.
That is a good bit.
That was pretty funny.
Was great. Yeah.
I think all of that stuff was phenomenal. I really loved the build up to Galactus and when they're actually like meeting him. Like that was some like A+ Galactus shit.
Ultimately it needs a little bit stronger setup.
Stronger setup. Yeah.
I was going to say, so I remember OG Silver Surfer and being like, oh my gosh, I'm a surfer. We get a surfer comic book character, you know, like growing up. And I was like, it was the coolest thing. And then you see this guy surf and he's not surfing.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
that's true.
And
there's some good
surfing. Ball straight up gets pitted.
Dude,
like,
dude, she's doing
she's like, whoop-a!
Dude, she's like ripping some waves, bro.
She is the crash out
ready. Like, she, like, no joke, surfing the lava wave in that scene, and I was like,
that was pretty sick.
So good.
Big Bionicles energy.
When she comes through,
so true.
When she comes through the wormhole,
oh, we need more of those,
dude. Yeah.
Also, love the way they re-visualize hyperspace.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
we kind of get some. Yeah,
that
like
was very original.
Bubble
really
Star Wars. That was pretty cool. I mean, the whole sequence where she's giving birth in space and Reed's like using his stretchy powers to like hold her down to help her anchor a little bit on that.
Great scene.
Really fantastic.
It's hard to not
it's
make
hard
a
not
pun
to
out
say
of it.
I was also gonna say the moment where Reed pitches his plan to like use the baby as bait, and she's like, "No."
That is a
powerful moment. I wish they kind of hashed that out a little bit more. I feel like them like getting back together was a little
rushed.
A little bit, yeah. I felt like they were like, well, we gotta kiss and make up because we gotta use the baby.
We
as
gotta
bait.
move this along.
I have to say, I think it is hilarious that using the baby as bait was the second plan and not the first plan. That his plan was like, we'll move Earth, we'll take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else.
Honestly,
instead of being like, I will teleport him somewhere where he will never hurt anyone again. He's like, I'm gonna move the Earth, and they're like, you just figured out how to do an egg, and you want to do the Earth?
That does feel.
That's kind of an insane leap.
Yeah.
To then have like your follow-up plan be like,
it does feel a little.
We could just do just him.
Yeah, it does feel a little in pocket for Reed Richards.
But again, that is fair though. Reed being the high achiever that he is, kind of hilarious. But shout out to him for just uniting Earth behind that insanity of a plan.
Yeah.
Because that is objectively the harder thing to do is moving the planet and not just the guy who's threatening it.
He was like, why don't we just push it somewhere else is exactly what his plan is.
Connor, to a friend of the pod, leaned over to me and he was like, take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else.
Spot on.
I think it was very Reed
that's
Richards.
Pretty funny. It's pretty Reed Richards, but
his response in that moment, right? Go back when like he's basically proposing like, what if we give him the baby?
Yeah.
And Sue's like, no. It's like you see he's that intellectual that like has to think of everything.
His analytical.
Yeah, it's like I've objectively thought of the
Right.
most efficient plan, and I hate it.
And
I
it
hate
makes sense.
every ounce of this plan, but I can't
Right.
think of a second one.
Well, even when he's talking about the people's reaction of them being like, you need, like, it's one, like, he's like, look, I understand it's economical. It's an option. I understand. And she's like, it's an option? Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, she's like, understandably
valid
pissed.
reaction.
Yeah.
Well, so
it's like, I didn't say we had to do it. I was just thinking about it.
Like this is the trolley problem,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
it
yeah.
boils down to the trolley problem. Like he can stand there and do nothing, and the world will die, or they can sacrifice their baby, and whatever. So like there was that moment when I realized they laid it out. I was like, oh yeah, this is the trolley problem they're dealing with. Like that's a good take on it, and like the way that they handle it, I thought it was pretty creative. But yeah, it was like the classic, give up our kid or save humanity, and like what the stakes they're dealing with. But
Yeah.
Good shit.
I texted in my score.
I never texted mine.
So as you guys texted in, I will explain it for the audience. As we all know, the We Need One score is on a scale of 10. We each give our score for the movie out of 10, which bakes in kind of how we liked about it, general review of the movie, including narrative runway. Do we see these stories going further? And would we like to see them go further?
Yes.
And we calculate them. We average them out of the three of us.
Yep.
If it is 5 or below, it is a no. If it is a 5.1 or above, it's a yes. So out of 10, Dish has all the scores.
You want a drum roll or?
Do you want? That's pretty good. Do you want to give the score, Dish?
I will. Total score from all three of us is 7.16.
Nice.
529.
Because you gave us 7.5.
I'm sorry. I had.
No, it's fair.
That's like 7.2.
It's fair. I think
Should have been
hard.
7.4.
Honestly fair.
Do I want more Fantastic Four, the group? 100%.
Absolutely.
In the MCU, leading the MCU, whatever. I want it. Would I want another one of these movies? I'm on the border because I'm like...
When you say these being MCU in general?
Being
or
specific Fantastic Four. I felt like this movie, other than being a retelling of the Silver Surfer thing, and then also already throwing away Mole Man, Red Monkey, sorry, what is his name?
Red Giant?
The Red Baron. No.
Right, other than already
being
it was
the Red Ghost?
Red Ghost.
There it is. Red
Yeah,
Ghost.
Red Ghost. Very Johnny Quest sounding name.
Very much so. Which they show him in
He
a
sounds
little
like John
Johnny
Malkovich
Quest
is supposed to go like
animated.
because he was like running down the hallway.
They're like, go.
Other than like leaving us out, how they've already
Johnny's
like
carrying the thing like around.
Yeah.
Sorry.
they've already left us out of like vanquishing all the other foes, right?
Yeah.
What else are they gonna do? Like I don't.
This is also
True.
the Doom problem. Is
Doom
that it's
isn't gonna come back just for them. Doom is gonna be for the whole thing. Right?
Yeah, he's coming back for them in a whole other universe.
Yeah,
at this point,
I don't want to see like.
I know it's like that thing
more
of
Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, say that again, sorry.
I don't want to see more Fantastic Four movie. I'd love to see them across the board, but like Galactus and Doom are the big ones. Like,
characters are.
True.
Sure, make something new.
That's
but
true.
Like,
I mean, yeah, what are you
gonna
do? You're gonna kind of blow your wad there.
Sure.
Which is funny because I was going to say, this movie almost feels like I wish we were going to have like a second one of these before we got to the Doomsday stuff, just to like help further establish them.
Probably would have been a
But
Doom-centric movie.
It probably would have been.
really
And then
that.
it would have been, he would have stepped in as the Avenger baddie the way Loki from Thor does, like, not that they have to like steal like the stuff, but yeah, it's just that thing of like,
We don't know this guy.
we don't know this guy.
I know what he looks like, but we don't know this guy.
I mean, again, this movie though does a very good job establishing them, and we get to know them, and all that stuff is really fun. So I like them. I want to see more of them. I'm kind of with you. It's like I want another one, but I'm like, what are you gonna do?
Sure.
So we're like, it's like the narrative runway is kind of, if you're not thinking about the whole MCU, what are they going to do?
Fair.
Who are they going to fight?
That's a fair point. I didn't think about it like that.
The Stairmaster? No, what's the guy with the staircase?
They're gonna fight the Stairmaster.
Who's the guy with like the extendy legs? He's a Daredevil villain.
Stilt Man.
Stilt Man.
Yeah. referenced in Daredevil season 1.
Yeah. Well, he's like the guy that makes the mask ultimately. Oh no, he's a different
guy. You're thinking of Melvin Potter,
sausage.
different guy.
He makes the sausage.
He makes the sausage.
Yeah.
Nice little Paul Walter.
Here's where the sausage is made.
Dude, when he's slathering, just doing that hand movement, it's pretty
Paul
good.
Walter Hausen is an incredible actor.
He's fantastic.
Butter me up.
Completely underutilized in this movie. Another one where I'm like, yeah, I really just need 10 more minutes of what he was doing.
I do like the bit where he's like, I like Sue. That's it. He's like, I like her.
She talks to me like I am a human being.
Yeah.
Or a mole person, perhaps.
Honestly,
good stuff.
Yeah, great time. Honestly, recommend.
Yep, recommend. Go see it.
Yes.
Do
support the movies.
Yeah.
Are we excited to talk about next week's episode?
What are we doing next week?
What is next?
I'm a little
week?
woozy from the time tunnel, Matt. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. right now when we're recording, so I'm also thrown off.
Next week, I'm pretty confident. I know, and listeners and viewers will know in subsequent weeks how confused I've been about the schedule.
Yep.
But
Matt, am I going fast or am I getting freaky? What am I doing?
I want to say.
Stoked.
So we have had plenty of amazing Fridays dropping these episodes, except for when we used to drop them on Mondays. And outside of that, I've had a fun Friday every week with you guys.
Fun Friday. That's a good name. I think we can do better, though.
Next week, I think it's going to be kind of a bit of a freaky Friday.
Wait, say that again.
It's going to be a bit of a freakier Friday.
Dun, 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 dun.
We will be on our pretty consistent. We're talking about a lot of new movies in a short amount of time. We've talked about Superman. We've talked about Fantastic Four First Steps. So the only reasonable successor is Freakier Friday.
Freaky Friday.
The reunion of Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. But before that, next week we will be talking 2003's Freaky Friday.
2003's Freaky Friday. Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis should have been in this movie. Could have been a real Galactus Silver Surfer situation.
Would have been sick. Into that.
Would have been
Jamie
insane.
Lee Curtis got a big Yoplait helmet.
Fuck yeah. Into that. Honestly, like if we were ever gonna do like a gender bent, like if you're doing like a gender bent Johnny Storm, Lindsay Lohan would kind of fucking
that
rule.
actually would have been fun.
But yeah, next week, Freaky Friday. We'll do a body swap. It'll be fun.
A body swap. Yeah.
Do another new one.
I'll bring
Freakier
fortune
Friday.
cookies.
Be crazy.
Yeah. We already recorded the episode.
I know.
You didn't bring
we recorded it like a year ago too. I'm pretty sure.
I know.
It was recorded a while ago.
I know. Everyone's gonna be watching and listening next week like, poor naive Dave.
They don't know what's
he
going on.
He doesn't even know.
People, oh yeah. I can't wait.
It's gonna be fun.
We've done it. It's a fun episode.
I've already edited the
It's too
episode.
good.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a good time.
Well, I guess we'll see you guys next week, but a year ago.
That's right. We were on the couch for a while, so let's take our first steps off the couch, shall we, gentlemen?
And we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to We Need One More.
Be sure to follow us on socials like TikTok and Instagram at WNOM Podcast to stay up to date on upcoming episodes.
And feel free to join our Discord community where you can share your thoughts on the movies we're watching together. That's going to be at WNOM Podcast server with the link in the bio.
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. That's the best way to support the show and to let us know that you need one more.
We'll see you next week. This podcast is produced by Pilot 9 and 9 Ball Creative.